Supta Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet touching and the knees wide. And if that's not comfortable to start with, you can even set your hands or blocks or pillows to your outer thighs to support them. And if it feels okay, then maybe take your hands onto your belly or into a loose cactus, whatever feels restful, grounding. Let the eyes come closed. And just start to allow yourself to settle into this space. Settle into this internal space. Settle into this practice, this opportunity to get to know yourself better, to connect with yourself. Every breath, using that to connect to our highest self or our deepest self, or however that speaks to you, your truest self. I know when we move through the world, we wear a lot of different masks and identities. Yoga gives us this opportunity to let all of those masks, all of those other identities fall away, at least for this bit of time. While you're on this mat, there's nobody you have to be. There's nowhere you have to be. You can be right here, right now, just as you are. With all those layers still present, all of those identities still part of you, they're all invited, but your truest self is where we're moving from, breathing from. So that when we move out into the world and off of our mat, that ability to connect with our truest self is that much more available. It becomes easier for us to drop into this space, into our breath, into our body, and listen to that inner voice. So as you're lying here, as you're resting here, you're strengthening that bond, letting that inner voice become louder than the chatter, even become louder than my voice. It becomes, and it is your greatest teacher. So for today's intention, we're going to work with that intention of just staying connected to yourself, staying true to yourself, staying grounded in your truest self. From here, let one hand come to the heart and one hand come to the belly. Just take one big deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it all the way out the mouth. Slide the hands to your outer thighs and help the knees come together. They might be a little tender after that. Walk the feet a little wider than the hips and let the knees drop in. And then re-lengthen the tailbone if it feels at all compressed. And then slide your hands up to your rib cage so that the thumb wraps around the back of the ribs and the other four fingers kind of around the front of the ribs. So we're just going to take 3 breaths here. Inhaling for a count of 5 and exhaling for a count of 5. So go ahead and exhale wherever you are. And then inhale, 1, 2, feel that breath move into the sides, into your hands, 4, 5, exhale, 5, 4, feeling the hands draw closer together, 2, the abdominals start to engage to exhale all the way, 1. And then inhale, 1, 2, feel that breath move into the back body just as much as it is into the side and the front. 4, 5, exhaling 5, 4, feeling that breath move through like a wave. 2 and 1, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this last inhale, keep going. Inhaling all the way. Take a full breath. Get as full as you can. Sip in a little more air. Soften your throat. Soften your eyes. Release your hands and then exhale. Let it all out the mouth. And then just separate the knees and walk the feet in. Draw the right knee right in towards your shoulder and get kind of a tight compression with that knee drawing in, and let it gently cross across the body a little bit left to right here. And the left knee is still bent, just foot on the floor. If you want to extend the leg, you don't feel much here, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to start pretty gentle here. And then bring that knee over towards that right shoulder, and then take your sole of the foot to face up and slide your hands to the back of the thigh, maybe even up to the ankle. And if you really want to grab for the outer edge of the foot, you can do that. But try and keep your left hip drawing down, your tailbone drawing down as you draw that right knee towards your outer shoulder, outer armpit. Thinking the knees kind of moving to the right, but then hug it in a little bit so that the right thigh is actually more parallel to the side of your body as opposed to leaning out. We'll get there. Flex the right toes a little bit. Press your foot into your hand as you pull your hand down into your foot. So you have a little bit of energy there between the hand and the foot. And just breathe. Good. And then take this right foot. Now you are going to let that right knee wing out to the right. And I kind of use my elbow to even get that, and draw the foot more towards the midline, thinking like a reclined pigeon. And then take your left hand up so that you're holding on to the ankle, outer edge of the foot, whatever is available to you. Keep that right foot really active, flexing. And draw your foot towards your chest as you send your right knee out to the right. And then again, this left leg can stay straight, or you might from here decide to straighten it, whichever feels better. Good. And then from here, take that right leg and cross the ankle right about mid-thigh on that left thigh, and then release your hands and just let them relax, but bring that left knee right up above your hip. And then from here, flex your right foot a lot, flex your left foot, and then drag your right knee to the right and away from you. And press your outer ankle into your thigh, and then resist that with the thigh. So find that isometric contraction between the knee and the ankle. Then slide your hands behind your head and your neck. Take an inhale here, lengthen your tailbone. And on the exhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Draw your navel toward your spine and your tailbone towards the end of the mat. And then again, keep pressing the right leg into the left and the left leg into the right. It's easy to let that go slack. Try not to let it go slack. Curl the head and shoulders up a little bit more. Keep some space between your chin and your chest. You can even widen the elbows and let the weight of the head just drop in to the hands. Again, keep those legs anchoring. Breathing here. Good. Keep the left hand cradling the back of the head. Release the right arm and reach it out to the left so that your hand, your wrist, your forearm, your elbow, whatever makes contact, presses into the right sole of the foot. You're going to feel your left oblique turn on. And if your oblique's bothering you, you're not doing this part. Just stay in that center space, or even just stay in the reclined figure 4. Totally fine. Good. Inhale and unwind here. Good, and release the head and the neck down, slide the hands through, hold behind the thigh around the shin, and find a little more passive figure 4 now. Drawing your left knee towards you, send your right knee out to the right and away from you. Steady in that breath, let it move through the hip. And then you might even rock a little side to side here, moving across that low back if that feels good. And then from here, set your left foot down. Take your right leg up and just really exaggerate the flex and the point. The flex and the point of that foot. Good. And then set your right foot down. And draw that left knee in towards your left shoulder. Start to energize in the toes. Find that tight grip so you're going to feel like a little pinching in that left hip. Go with that. Breathe into that. And then find a little movement left to right with that knee. Windshield wipers across the chest, which is moving a little bit into that hip joint. And then let it swing out to the left. Take the sole of the foot up and find your half happy baby. So you can hold the back of the thigh, you can hold the ankle, you can hold the outer edge of the foot, and then let that knee drop down while simultaneously anchoring your right hip down. So you'll notice as that left knee comes down, the right hip wants to lift. So anchor it. And then again, hug your left inner thigh to your left side body so that it stays a little more parallel. And then press your foot into your hand, pull your hand into your foot, relax your shoulders, and just breathe here. And again, this right leg can stay bent or it can straighten, whichever feels better for you. If it's straight, it's active. One more breath here. And then from here, go ahead and start to draw the left foot towards you as your left knee swings out. Bring the right leg up or right foot, hand up to meet your left. Draw your foot towards your chest and let that knee move out to the left. Find a nice deep outer rotation here. And then again, right leg is bent or straight as you like, but left foot is active. This kind of a reclined pigeon almost. And then go ahead and guide your left ankle right into that mid-right thigh and draw that knee up over the hip. So the knee's at 90 degrees, the feet are flexing, and then the left knee drags out to the left and towards the end of the mat. Isometric contraction between the ankle and the thigh. Find that, work those legs. Slide the hands behind the head and the neck. Take an inhale as you lengthen the tailbone, and as you exhale, curl your head and shoulders up off the earth. Weight of the head drops down into the hands. Belly squeezes down to the spine, and then the leg and the ankle press together. There's some space between your chin and your chest. Neck is not tense here. Keep working and breathing. Good. And then you're going to take your left hand, right hand's going to keep cradling the head. Left hand's going to release and reach out so that it hooks into the sole of your left foot. And then you're going to push your hand and find a little rotation here. Keep drawing the navel back to the spine. Keep pressing your ankle and your knee together, or thigh together. Good, and then unwind that. Release the head and the neck, slide the hands through behind the thigh around the shin. Find that figure four. Really flex that left foot, keep it active. And then again, if it feels good to rock a little side to side, rock a little side to side. Okay, and then go ahead and set your right foot down. Take the left leg to the sky and find that exaggerated flex and point, flex and point. Good. Now take your left knee in towards your left shoulder and your right knee in towards your right shoulder so they're both wide. Good. And then point your feet so their foot is pointed and the toes are flexing. Really just activate your feet. It doesn't really matter if your toes are pointed or flexing, but activate them. Take the arms, like imagine you're going to do a reclined crow, which is what we're going to do. Take an inhale, lengthen your tailbone, and then on the exhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Now, if you prefer to hold the back of the head, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're going to try and reach your arms to the ceiling and then squeeze your inner thighs, knees to your upper arms a lot. And then resist by pressing your upper arms into your inner thighs. You should feel your navel drawing to the spine. There's like a little puffing in that back as your tailbone curls up. Keep hugging your knees in and resisting with your arms and breathing, and you should start to shake. Breathe into that, breathe into that. Good. Okay, keep your arms and your head and your shoulders lifted, but release them out from the thighs and bring the knees together. Now glue your inner thighs together as if you are pressing into those arms. Take the arms up and over to the left. Now press your inner thighs together and then simultaneously press your outer left thigh into your right arm and squeeze. Think side crow. One more breath. Stay lifted in the head and the shoulders, but inhale, unwind, and exhale over to the right. Press that left arm into your right thigh. Press your inner thighs together and your navel down and breathe. And again, if you prefer to hold your head with the right hand, feel free. And then inhale and unwind. Exhale, release the head and the neck. Hug your knees, rock side to side. Okay. From here, cross at the ankles, hold onto the tops of the ankles or the tops of the feet, and start to rock yourself front to back. And you can hold your shins, your ankles, whatever works. Rock up with your feet close and all the way up and over, landing in your hands and knees, tabletop position. Okay, so right away, stack up your joints, shoulders and wrists, hips and knees, close the eyes, and just start to move here. Whatever way you feel called to move. That might be a traditional cat-cow. It might be more of circling in the hips or the ribs or the head. Don't think about it too much, just move and breathe and feel and notice. There's no right or wrong way to be right now. You're just breathing, you're connecting to the earth. Good, and then start to find your way, if you're not already there, to a more traditional cat-cow where the inhale's lifting the tailbone and the heart and the exhale's rounding. And then as you exhale and round, I want you to sink back a little bit so that you're taking that stretch a little bit more in the low back sacrum as opposed to the upper back of the heart. And then as you inhale, kind of scoop your heart through and up as you lift the tailbone. Belly's active, really lifting that low belly so the low back's not compressed. And then exhale, round through. Again, lean back a little bit, almost like you're going into a child's pose, but you're not. And then one more time, inhale, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, widen the collarbones, soften the jaw. Last time through, exhale, round, and then you can choose upper back, lower back, mid back, whatever feels good. Inhale, right into neutral. Okay, anchor your hands down, spin your biceps forward, pull your belly and your ribs in, and step the feet back till you land in your high plank. And then as you're in your high plank, think about your legs and your core working as much as your hands are in your arms and shoulders. Maybe even more. Can you take that weight into the legs, into the core, and find a little levity in your arms? Press your fingertips into the mat. Good, and then exhale, just lift. Downward facing dog. Keep spinning the triceps and lift the tailbone high. Lift your kneecaps, let the head release. Deep breaths. And then we're gonna roll through here. So as you inhale, curl the chin into the chest. Roll all the way through. Shoulders, upper back, hips, till you land in your high plank. Breathe. And then on the exhale, send your knees forward so they land back under your hips. You're back in that tabletop. Curl your toes under, walk your hands back. And then you're just gonna flip your hands so that the fingers are pointing towards you, but the fingernail side of the hand or the back of the hand's on the mat. Spread the fingers wide and start to roll down so that the whole back of the hand is on the floor as much as you can, and then sit back as much as you can. Now, if your wrists are pretty open, you can start with your hands further away from your knees, and if they're feeling pretty tight, bring them closer in. And just breathe. Stretch out the forearms here, and then release the pressure on that and flip your hands over. So fingers still point towards you, but now palms are on the mat. Spread all 10 fingers, and same thing, you can lean back, you can even bend the elbows a little bit. You don't strain the wrist, just go as far as feels good, just open them up. And then toes are still curled under. So as you lean back, hopefully your toes are getting a little stretched too. We're going to go there all the way. Release the pressure on the hands. Sit all the way back onto the toes and inhale, stretch the arms up. Interlace the hands, flip the palms, press them up, and then draw your wrists, your arm bones away from one another. Pull your ribs and your belly in. You're sitting on your heels. I know this can be painful. Just one more breath. Good. And then let the hands release as you exhale. Come onto your fingertips. Lift up off your heels, uncurl your toes, and walk the fingertips all the way forward so they're under your shoulders and you're back in that tabletop, but on your fingertips. Start to turn on your wrists, turn on your hands here. Good. And then go ahead and flatten the hands, high plank to down dog. Look to your hands as you inhale and just walk the feet all the way forward. Let them land hip distance parallel. Soften the knees, inhale and extend the heart forward. Lengthen the back of the neck and then belly in and exhale, fold over the legs. Bend the knees, draw the belly in and roll yourself up to stand. Let the head come up last. Once you come up, roll the shoulders back, spin the palms forward and just close the eyes for a moment. So now that you're upright, feel your feet on the earth, feel that foundation. Come back to that connection to your deepest self, your truest self. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Try to keep the eyes closed for this first one. Just stretch up. Stay in that intimate space, internal. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, extend the heart. Exhale and fold. Eyes are still closed if that's okay. Inhale, either roll up or you're going to unhinge, sweep the arms, lift the heart, lift the chin, and exhale, fold. Excuse me, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, lift the heart. Last time, eyes still closed if that works for you, and exhale, fold, just into this half sun. Feeling your breath, feeling your body move with the breath. Inhale, heart extends. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, rise all the way up, stay up, extended mountain. And then go ahead and lift the chin and let the eyes slide open to your fingertips. Offering up, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, reaching to the sky. And then exhale, and fold yourself forward. Inhale, lift, lengthen the heart, and exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, take the right leg, reach it back and up. And on the exhale, take the right knee towards the right shoulder. Inhale, take it back. And on the exhale, bring the right knee towards the right shoulder. Move slow, gently land the foot by your right pinky. And then let the toes point forward and the foot be flat, and then set the left knee down. So you're in this wide lunge here. Take an inhale, scoop the heart, lift up onto your fingertips again, drop the shoulders. Think cobra in your upper body, but anchor your back shin, lift your low belly and scoop the heart up. And then hug your inner right thigh to your outer right arm. And breathe. Now, some of you are going to stay right here. Some of you are going to flatten this left hand, curl your left heel into your bum, and reach around with the right hand and grab the foot. And then peel the heel and try and keep your right foot down and forward. Good. And then grab for the inner edge of the foot and wrap your right ribs to face back to the floor. So we're right in the quad, and draw the heel towards your bum. Now you can stay here, you're kind of facing the floor, right knees hugging in, or you might even send your left forearm down, bring your heel with you. It's a deep quad stretch. If it's too much, you're up on your hand. And if grabbing isn't an option, you're just curling the heel in, no big deal. Okay, gently release the foot. Set the right hand back under the shoulder, the left hand back under the shoulder. Keep the right knee hugging in. Make sure the ankles or the knees above the ankle, and then curl the left knee under, or left toes under. So you're in this wide runner's lunge, and just rock yourself a little front to Good. And then on the exhale, straighten that front leg. Lift up onto fingertips of back again. Lift the kneecap and extend your heart forward. So this like kind of wide, long pyramid. Good. And then from here, set the hands flat, bend the knee. Take that right leg back and up again. Just stretch it straight up and back. If you want to spin the hip open and bend the knee, go for it, but press into your hands, lift into your belly. Extend the leg and square the hip. Inhale, come forward to your high plank again. Set the knees down, draw the shoulders back and the elbows in and lower to your belly. Extend the legs, tuck the elbows, and then drag the heart forward and up. And then hover your hands. So lift your belly, anchor your pelvis, extend the back of the neck. And then lower down. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, press your hands and knees back to down dog. Inhale, stretch the left leg back and up. And on the exhale, left knee, left shoulder. And inhale, back and up. And same thing, exhale, left knee, left shoulder, but look to the pinky finger, set the foot there, toes straight ahead, so no angling this time. Set your right knee down, lift onto your fingertips, scoop your heart forward and up, lift it up. Hug your inner left thigh into your outer left arm. Lift the low belly. You can have your toes curled under or not, kind of however feels better to you. Okay. Then, right hand's gonna come flat, right foot's gonna curl in, and the left arm's gonna reach around. We're gonna grab for the inner foot, top of the foot-ish, and then wrap your left ribs back towards the floor. Lift your heart again, stay here. Or you might find that forearm, bring your foot with you, hug your left knee in, square your chest towards the floor-ish. And breathe. Good. And then gently release the foot. Set the left hand under the shoulder, right hand under the shoulder. Right toes curl under. Make sure the left knee is stacked over the ankle. Lift the knee. Rock a little front to back. Good, and then strong legs, straighten that front leg, lift onto your fingertips, extend the heart forward, draw the shoulder back, breathe here. Good, and then bend the front knee, flatten the hands, pick up that front foot, step it back, high plank, and inhale. With or without the knees, exhale, lower to your belly, take that baby cobra. Maybe you come up a smidge higher, but see if you can still hover your hands. And then, yes, exhale, press your hands and knees, downward facing dog.
We had to go.
Can you stay on there with the bird? Yeah, it did.
Well, it flew when we were trying to get it out of this little crevice.
Yeah.
With the paddle, and got it out, and then where is it now? I shooed Kitty away.
Okay.
Gosh.
From down dog, inhale, look to the hands, and at the bottom of the exhale, step walk, or if you want to float forward, float forward. Feet land hip distance again, knees soft. Inhale, extend the heart, widen the collarbones. Exhale, fold over the head. On the inhale, either roll up or unhinge, lift the heart, lift to the sky, and exhale right back in, downward or forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk it back. Down dog. Okay, we're going there again. Inhale, right leg rises. Not staying for as long this time. Exhale, right knee, right shoulder. Look to the right pinky. Set the foot there, toes forward. Inhale, set the knee down, lift to the fingertips, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, spread the collarbones. Exhale, curl the left toes under, lift the knees, shift back, Kneecaps are lifted. Draw that outer right hip back. Inhale, lengthen. Then on the exhale, angle your left foot down. So think warrior two with your back foot. Bend your front knee. So it's like a really wide warrior two. Stay on your right fingertips. Take your left hand to your hip. Okay, so you're in a wide warrior two with the legs. It's going to give you a little more space here to open. So inhale, draw the heart forward. And then as you exhale, start to spin your left ribs on top of your right, your left shoulder on top of the right, and you're anchoring your right arm into your right leg to get that leverage. And then you're resisting with the right leg. Now, if this is just too deep, you have a block, or you can bring your forearm up onto your thigh. That's fine too. Okay, but we're going to try this with that little wide leg. And then maybe your left arm stretches to the sky. Breathe here. And then maybe your left arm even stretches over your ear. Then you're going to kind of sweep this left arm around until it lands at a diagonal in front of your left shoulder. And then your right arm's going to walk at a diagonal in front of the right shoulder. So hands are shoulder distance, kind of towards the left corner of the mat. Stay on your fingertips. Stay in that wide warrior two legs. Take an inhale, extend through the heart, and then exhale, let it out through the mouth and drop the heart. Really nice, you guys. Okay, I know that right leg's working a lot. Breathe into it. From here, walk your hands back around, spin back onto the toes of that back foot, send that right leg back and up again. Roll the hip open again, bend the knee, breathe. Good, and then extend the leg and square the hip. And this time on the exhale, bring it all the way through to a regular warrior two. So same leg, spin that left foot down, take the arms up. So now you're heel to arch alignment. Take a moment, settle in and breathe. Okay. From here, take the hands behind you and interlace them. Roll the shoulders back, extend the knuckles back, lift the heart. Keep your right knee tractioning over the second and third toe, and then exhale, spin towards that same kind of left corner of the mat, and then drop the heart, drop the head, lift the knuckles. And if this feels like too much, hands come to the floor. We're all gonna go there in a minute. Hands come down, all the way to the floor. As you walk your hands to the middle, spin your right toes in, so now you're in this wide forward fold. Walk your hands all the way to the left, spin your left heel in and bend that left knee so you land in this Skandasana with the right toes up. Breathe into your right inner thigh here. Snuggle your left arm into that left inner thigh and extend the right arm. Press your left inner thigh into your arm and vice versa. Breathe here. Okay, set the right hand down, press halfway up so the right foot comes flat and then your left toes come forward. You're still in this kind of side lunge. Bend into that left knee, stick your booty back, back, back. Press in your right foot and really stretch that right inner thigh. You should feel a big stretch. Good, and then exhale, straighten that left leg, walk the hands to the midline and all the way around to the front as you pivot the feet. So now, both feet are forward and you're in this very long pyramid. Stay here, more traditional hip distance alignment. Bend your left knee, lift your left heel, lift the front of the right foot. And then drag that right hip back and draw the belly in, extend the heart forward. One more breath. Good, flatten that foot, flatten the hands, take it back, right leg back and up. If you want a three-legged vinyasa, that's a good place to take it. Otherwise, set the foot down. Inhale the heart forward and exhale, lower to the belly. Okay, slide the elbows under the shoulders, Sphinx pose, extend the legs, drag the heart forward and up, lift your low belly. And then turn your left forearm so it's parallel to the top of the mat. It's going to become the shelf. You're still using your core to lift you, but then you also have the forearm. Curl your right heel into your bum, reach back for your right foot and just pull the heel towards your bum. Your grip can be a lot of different ways. You can grab the inner foot, the outer ankle, you can flip the hand so that the fingers are over the toes and the elbows straight up. Just do a grip that feels reasonable. And then as you do this, kick your foot into your hand, pull your hand into your foot. Keep lifting the low belly, and then release that. Hand under the shoulder, left hand under the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. You can reverse your push-up. You can press your hands and knees. Other side, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder. Inhale, all the way back and up. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder again. Place the foot down, pinky side, toes forward. Set the right knee down. Come onto your fingertips, lift the heart, scoop it up. Think that cobra here, lift the belly. And then set the right toes, curl under, lift the knees, straighten the legs, wide, long pyramid, heart forward. And then exhale, set your right heel down, bend into your left knee so you're in this wide, long warrior two. Stay on the left fingertips or grab your block or slide the elbow to the thigh and then take your right hand to your right hip. Press your inner left knee into your outer left arm and spin your hip and your ribs open. Maybe even take your arm to the sky. Breathe here. Keep pressing into that right foot so it's strong, it's steady, it's stable. And then reach the arm up over the ears. You press into your right foot, lift into the belly. And then exhale and wrap that arm around so it comes in front of the right shoulder at a diagonal. Left hand's gonna walk out in front of the left shoulder on your fingertips. Take an inhale, heart forward, knee open, and exhale, drop in. Deep breath. Then walk the hands back in, spin back to your right toes, hands land back under your shoulders. Exhale, send that left leg back and up. Wrap your triceps in, roll the hip open, take a breath. And then extend the leg in, square the hip, and exhale, bring it through for traditional warrior two. Front heel, back arch, line up now. Wind the arms up, settle into that foundation. So open the knee up. Press into the back foot, tuck that right sit bone under a little bit. Take the hands behind you and switch up the clasp. Roll the shoulders back, extend the knuckles back, lift the heart, inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna turn towards that right diagonal mat and then hinge and fold. Head drops, knuckles lift, shoulders lift, breathe. Or hands are on the floor again as you like. Deep breath. Keep hugging that left sit bone in and under, left hip in. Drop the hands to your sacrum to the floor. Start to walk to the center as you pivot that left foot. So you're in this wide fold, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, walk over to the right. So I'm opposite you guys. If you're watching me, right heel spins in, bend the knee, find Skandasana, left toes flip up. Right heel can be on or off the ground, just no pain in the knee or the ankle. Take that right arm, snuggle it in, and inhale, float your left arm up. Good, and then exhale, set that left hand down. You're gonna press about halfway up. Let the left foot come flat and toes forward. Let the right heel come flat and toes forward, so angle it back. Then bend back into the right knee, shift the bum back, press into your left foot and get that big inner thigh stretch. Make sure you're not hyperextending that knee, so there should be no pain in the back of the knee. If it's feeling a little touchy, take a little bend in that left knee. Really activate the quad. And then straighten the leg. Take an inhale here. Exhale, just pause in this forward fold. Take whatever grip feels good. Hands can stay resting on the floor. You can have them cradling the back of the head. They can walk out in kind of a down dog fashion. They can interlace behind your back. 2 more breaths. And then walk the hands in. Strong legs, set the hands to the hips and unhinge, stand yourself up. Good. Now spin the heels in and slide down a wall so that the knees are pointing towards the toes and your back would be flat against the wall pretty much. Belly and ribs in. Now take the arms, stretch them up tall. Deep breath. And then exhale, cactus the arms. Draw your shoulder blades back and then down like you're sliding them down. Tuck the elbows in. Do that again. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, cactus them. Upper shoulders squeeze, middle shoulders squeeze, lower shoulders squeeze all the way down. So they squeeze and slide. One more time. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, cactus. Upper, middle, lower squeeze. Inhale all the way up. Good. Straighten the legs, spin the toes forward again. Hands to the hips, elbows back, shoulders back, kneecaps lifted, hinge forward. Good, and then just walk the hands out in front of you on your fingertips. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. From here, walk your hands as you pivot your feet into that long pyramid, more traditional. Go ahead and keep the right heel high, bend the knee, and then flip the left toes up, flex them a lot. Breathe here, heart forward, shoulders back. Left hip drawing back and in. Good, and then set the foot down, hands down, take that left leg back and up, inhale. And if you did three-legged vinyasa on the other side, do it on this side, otherwise set it down, come forward, high plank, exhale to the belly, find Sphinx pose. Extend the legs, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, feel the belly lift. And then angle your right arm in this time, curl your left heel in, reach back with that left hand and pull the heel to your bone. Good. And then gently release that, left hand under the shoulder, right hand, take a breath, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Now, take 3 breaths here. And then when we come forward, we're gonna land our feet right behind our hands. So you can walk or you can float them there. One more breath. Keep wrapping the triceps in, lifting the tailbone high. Okay, inhale, look forward. Then at the bottom of the exhale step, walk or float the feet right to the back of the hands. Lift up onto your fingertips, extend the heart forward, and then exhale, fold. Okay. Now start to bend your knees and flatten your hands. So ideally your wrists are directly under your shoulders with your fingertips pressing in. We're going into crow with options. So lift up onto your toes so that the knees are as high up on your arms as they can get. Kind of towards your armpits, but they're on the outer kind of armpit. Yeah. And then squeeze in, and this might be where you stay. Or you might start to lean forward and see if your right foot wants to pick up. If it does, do it, set it down. Try the left foot. Then maybe see if both feet can pick up simultaneously. Look in front of your hands, shift the weight, pick up the feet, draw them together, lift in. Then if you want a final vinyasa, take it. You can float back, you can step back, you can skip it all together and just land in this forward fold with the knees soft and the arms resting the elbows. You have about 4 more breaths to play around, to do your vinyasa, to land in this forward fold. Okay, heel toe the feet back together. Take an inhale to lengthen, and then as you exhale, come down into this narrow squat. Take the knees wide so the inner edges of the feet, soles of the feet come towards one another. Walk the fingertips forward, sink the hips back. Take a big inhale, extend the heart forward, and then as you exhale, drop the head and release here. And then inhale, walk up. We're gonna land right in Supta Baddha Konasana. You can do that by extending the arms or taking one hand behind you, helping yourself to sit. Take your hands around your toes or around your feet and send your knees out and away from you as you lift your heart. If you feel really rounded here, it's nice to sit on something. And just breathe. You can stay upright, you can be in a fold, whatever feels appropriate for you here. We're gonna run just a few minutes over since we started late, but I'll let you guys do Shavasana on your own so we won't run too far over. We'll just have a few finishing poses. Inhale, sit up, and if you need to hop off, obviously, always okay. Extend the legs. Let the toes land facing up, the knees land facing up. Activate your legs. Inhale, lift your heart, so get really tall here. Same thing, if you feel rounded, you're up on that cushion. And then you might stay totally upright. You might come like an inch down. You might start to come down onto your forearms. You might lie your belly down, your head down. But if, when you do that, your knees, I can't even do it, but sometimes people's knees will roll in or their feet will flop in. Don't do that. Roll your knees straight up, your toes straight up, and your heart straight forward. 3 breaths. Steady the breath, steady the gaze, steady the mind. And then inhale, just walk yourself up. Help the legs together. Bring your left leg in and cross it over. Stay with your right leg extended, or if you prefer to tuck it in under or tuck it in, feel free to do that, but make sure both sits bones are even. Take the left hand behind you and then inhale, press your left foot into the mat as you reach your right arm up and make sure that left sit bone is down. And then as you exhale, rotate to the left. For this one, you're gonna wrap your arm around your leg and hug it in so you get right into the outer hip. Inhale, think length, lift. Exhale, rotation. You're drawing into the midline, hugging the muscles around the spine to support it to rotate. And then inhale and unwind. Just take a quick little exhale, counter twist. Inhale to unwind, unwind the legs, send them straight again, just shake them out, and then switch. Take the right leg, cross it over one cross, or take that bottom leg and tuck it under. Again, make sure the right sit bone is down. Right hand kickstands, left arm stretches. Press into your right foot, reach up. And then on the exhale, rotate and hug the knee in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, revolve. Every breath. Good, and then inhale and unwind. Just twist on over to the left, little counter stretch on the exhale. And then inhale and unwind and extend the legs again. Shake them out, and then we're gonna lie down, helping yourself or using your abdominals. Engage out through the legs. Control that lower down, and then inhale. Stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch from the fingertips to the toes, and then as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest again. Take some little circles with the knees on the ceiling. And go the other direction. And then land neutral, pull the knees in towards your shoulders, find full happy baby now. Again, you can thighs, shins, ankles, outer, inner feet. Tailbone down, head down, and breathe. Rock side to side. You can extend one leg and then the other. Again, close your eyes and just let your body kind of move playfully here. Let it feel good. Let it just work out any last little kinks that might be sticking around. See if you can use your breath and this last bit of movement to find release, relief. And then when you're complete there, land back to Supta Baddha Konasana, right where we started, with the thumbs around the back of the ribs and the 4 fingers around the front of the ribs. And this breath will be an in count for 5 and an exhale count for 7. So letting our bodies really access that rest and digest. Go ahead and exhale wherever you are. Again, we'll just take 3 or 4 breaths here. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2. You can release the hands if you feel like you've got that sensation. 4 and 5. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Sipping a little bit more air. And then ever so slowly exhale through the mouth. Feel as if you're deflating a balloon, slowly letting the air out, letting the arms soften by your sides, letting the legs extend and soften to the earth. And then just take, once you're at the bottom of that exhale, move around a little bit. Maybe roll the ankles in and out, the thigh bones in and out, maybe even the arms, the wrists, draw the shoulders out of the ears, the tailbone long, and then find your body heavy on the earth, the eyes closed, and drop into this place of rest, this place of integration. And if you can, try and stay for at least 3, maybe 5, maybe even 15. Try for a minimum of 3 minutes. You know it's hard when you're at home, but really letting yourself have this time to digest and integrate all that you've just moved. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Wish you a wonderful rest. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.